It is Friday, the 14th of February, 2025, and the London session is just about to open. I do have an open trade here. I've taken the 8:30 15-minute bar. Again, this is 8:30 my time. It's GMT +2, so it's 6:30 London time. 6:30 London time. I just have a target here in the lower side of Asia session. Just 6 to 7 points. Completely supported by my research, so we'll see what happens with that. I do have several entries planned for today. First 15-minute bar in gold, first 15-minute bar in the Dow, first 15-minute bar and second 15-minute bar in the UK 100. We'll see if I can take them both. I will be once again looking at the second 5-minute bar in the DAX. It is showing signs of potential once more. So let's see. And also the fifth 15-minute bar in the DAX, but that will be later on. So these are the first entries I'll be looking at. Yesterday I did leave this trade open. Sadly, we did get stopped out at break-even before the market rallied into the close, but that's fine. I would have gotten stopped out here had I left it open anyway. So I think I saved some money there. And quite similarly in the SPX, when I moved, I stopped to break even. So a nice day yesterday by just following the plan and not being scared to get into positions even when I was in good profit on the day. Ended up over $300 on the day, so that was pretty nice. But today is a new day and we just have to do it all over again and just apply our entries mechanically with zero emotion, focusing on our targets, and then just ending the week hopefully on a high. But as you know, whatever happens, we are ready to manage it. So with that being said, I'll be waiting for the second 5-minute bar in the DAX to form. I'll be adjusting size at that time. Let me just put some preliminary sizing in here for the day. And yeah, I'll bring you back when we're closer to the second 5-minute bar in the DAX completing. Just wanted to also say that normally I would be interested in the first 5-minute bar in the UK 100, but it's just not working that well lately, or just well enough for me to want to take it every single time again. This is going to be a negative bar, so it would mean buying right below. Now, yesterday we took this and it just failed miserably. However, looking at the structure here, we are just below Asia session in what has been an uptrend in the UK 100 as well on higher time frames. So actually, I do think that there is a strong case to be made that we can take this today. So with that being said, I will put a buy order here right at the lows. And if we go below it, I will take this long position with an 18-point stop loss, which is my usual stop loss here. Let's just hope I don't get filled in before the bar completes. Just need to be careful here. I need the bar to complete first, so I'm just dragging this down to avoid. I would have probably gotten filled in here, but see, this is the issue. Okay, So I did get filled in now. We are dumping a bit lower. And again, I do see the previous day low here. But let's see where 18 points takes us. So 18 points takes us exactly to previous day low. I'll just put it to 19 points this time, just to be a bit below all of these wicks. Let's go even like this, because I'm still risking $50, which is my usual risk per trade. So we're very comfortable. And for this entry, I do like to target at least like 20 points. So back to the highs. It's a 1-to-1 trade, which is fine. So let's see. So taking this wasn't really in my plan, but looking at the structure here, I do think that we can probably return to the range. Now we've gone lower than I would have wanted or expected, but there you go. Things happen. So now I'll just focus on the completion of the second 5-minute bar in the DAX. In case this is the first time watching one of my videos, I research specific entries of the completion of specific bars in each of these indices and gold. So I track these entries, and then when I have some entries that have been working regularly, I take those mechanically. I place a buy order above the completed bar and a sell order below with a little bit of a cushion, and I just follow the first fill wherever it takes me. I come up with a target based on previous results and the structure, and that's the strategy basically. I am searching for breakouts or breakdowns after some specific candles complete. So we will do that when the second 5-minute bar completes in the DAX. So I've just been filled short in the DAX second 5-minute bar here, broke to the downside. I'm taking it in lower sizing. Sizing is fine because this is just perhaps starting to work again. So I'm not gonna risk too much on it. Then I'm gonna be looking for somewhere around 35 to 40 points. So let's see where that is. Okay, so I think the lower end of Asia session is fine, just at this wick here. I think that's a good target. Gold trade doesn't look to be working. Would be second day in a row for this entry. And I am going to place more value on the first 15-minute bar in the London session here. So when this closes, I will place a buy order above it, and I will move the stop at that buy order, because I do think that this entry is just better right now. And sadly, the UK 100 is doing exactly what it did yesterday. Like exactly what, just keeps dumping off the first 5-minute bar, which is fine. Like I said, this entry hasn't been working well, and I wasn't planning on taking it today, but I think in this case the structure just looked like it had some extra potential to help. So that is why I took it. We are still within the stop loss, so still some ways to go to get stopped out. It's not over yet, but yeah. And now I'll just look at the 15-minute bars to see approximately what their sizing is. So 706 to 676. So it's just like 30 points right now, which is very good. It would allow me to go a bit higher on sizing, but let's see. The first 15-minute bar in the UK index is going to be a no-go because the bar is just too large. So I'll just let this run, and we will be looking at the second 15-minute bar completion in this index. So a very interesting moment here. The Dow yesterday also broke down below Asia session and just kept selling. Now normally for me this is a long signal in an uptrend, in a higher time frame uptrend. Now obviously we have been rallying a lot, but we've kind of stumbled here, so perhaps you can't really consider it as strong of an uptrend, although if we look on the weekly chart it kind of still is. But what I wanted to say is that this is my core reversal setup that I've taken yesterday in the DAX successfully. So we are rallying, we are raiding below Asia session, below the overnight action. We could probably just go below here, and then maybe buyers are going to step in because this close was super bullish yesterday. So while obviously I'm going to take this entry mechanically, so there's also a case to be made for the short, so we shouldn't be afraid to take it. 30 seconds left. So it's like a 30-point bar. With the cushion, we're gonna get to like 40 points between the entries. So I think I'm safe to put the buy order already. So it's gonna go from 6 to like 11.50, let's say. And below, quickly here, bar is completed. I'm gonna use a 5 to 6 point cushion. So that's the cushion from 75 to like 70. No, from 76 to like 70.99. So yeah, just between 5 and 6 point cushion. And now we'll see what happens. If the reversal works, it should work pretty much here. Like I said, it could have gone even lower. So I am a bit, not afraid, but a bit aware that it could easily just dump to here, raid these lows as well, and then turn, which would basically put us in a bad spot, but that can happen. And gold is reversing completely here. Obviously gold has been in a huge uptrend. Normally I don't want to be short gold at the highs. However, again, this entry was completely mechanical. And the reality is that on this entry, the 8th 15 minute, it has returned profit on the short side lately, so there was no reason not to take it. If it fails, it fails. It's just $41 risked to make 50. So a normal sized trade, nothing too spectacular. The question I'm asking myself here though is, while most of my entries are mechanical, the only non-mechanical, let's say, the only discretionary entry that I like to take is this textbook reversal pattern. But I do need a candle close to happen in Asia range, preferably on the 15-minute chart. So we've raided the lows, but now I would need this 15-minute bar to close. You could go to the 5-minute bar for this, but it's a bit more risky, and you would need that 5-minute bar close to be very strong. So let's just look and keep this index on the 5-minute time frame and see what happens, just as an example. So the only trade that's currently in profit is the DAX, but we'll stay patient. We could get lucky here and double top and reverse, or we could just break out. But the thing is, this is probably going to be a long trigger in gold right now, because I am placing more value on the break of the first 15-minute bar, like I said. So it's from 29.36 to 29.30.8. So it's like 6 points. So the sizing is fine. I am actually just gonna place the buy order at the exact same spot as the stop. Now, obviously, there is a annoying scenario here where we get stopped out and triggered long and then we reverse above Asia range. But we're in a bull trend, so again, I just have to follow the strategy, which calls for me to mechanically take whatever entry is given to me here based off the first 15-minute bar. And I am deleting the short order now because we've just gotten filled long and stopped out of the short position. So that's what I'll do, applying the cushion, risking 55. Just a bit more than my 50, it's fine, I will not adjust it. So we're at all-time highs, actually just a bit below the absolute high. For this entry, which is the first 15-minute bar break in gold, I'm going to target between 8 and 10 points. Let's see what that looks like. So this is 8 points. 8 points goes just above this wick. And I think that's fine. I could go to 10. Actually, let's just go to 10 in case we just get a strong move up. But I'll be looking at this level. Let's just mark it on the chart. And we'll see how price reacts if we get there. So our TP is a bit higher, quite a bit higher. But let's see. So a loss to start the day, that has been the case in the past few sessions as well. I kind of always start with a loss somehow. But obviously that's just random. Makes no big difference to me. So I'll just manage these positions now. The next entry is going to be the break of the second 15-minute candle. I'm obviously in the red here on the long entry based off the first 5-minute bar. However, I will place more value on this bar just as well as I did with gold, because it's just a better setup right now. So I'll do it like this. Once the bar completes, I will move the stop to where the short order should be, and also place the short order. And for the long position, if price just goes above the second bar, I will just let this open and perhaps add to it a bit later when I'm in profit. I think that is the correct approach here. And DAX really doesn't want to do much right now, but we'll see. Yeah, now it's a waiting game. So I'll bring you back in 8 minutes when this bar completes, or if we have anything to show here. Okay, so I'll actually do something different here. I will close this trade. And because this bar is quite lowish here, 43 to 32, so it's an 11-point bar. And this is supposed to be a higher sized entry because it's a better entry. I'll just do it like this. So now whichever way it goes, I'm fine with. And we have, if it were to rally from here, we're gonna have higher sizing. And if we were wrong and we were gonna get stopped out likely, we're just gonna get triggered short instead. So that's good, I think. And we haven't gotten that close back into Asia session, so this isn't looking that good right now. I was watching it. Now you could say that this was a close into Asia session, but I think that's marginal. And this isn't really the type of candle close you want to see. So this is why I said that the 5-minute time frame can be tricky. You would prefer the close to be on the 15-minute. That is a higher probability setup. But I'll keep watching, and this still stands. If we close here on the 5-minute strongly into Asia session, I might be tempted to just go long in the reversal setup. And DAX does not look like it's going to work today on the second 5-minute, but I'm just risking $25 here. So nothing too big there. Okay, so I don't think I have anything left to place. And I'm just gonna let things run now. If we close above this, I will be tempted to add to the gold trade, but let's see. Right now it's looking like we're trying a reversal pattern of reading the top and going below. Like I said, this is the worst case scenario where we got stopped out of the short, triggered long, and then it reverses. But that can happen. I have no issue with that if it happens. The first 15-minute bar break is usually a great entry for gold. And if it fails, it fails. And we did get stopped out in the DAX, so it wasn't meant to be for this entry. This is why I took it in smaller size, which is fine. So not a great start to the day, but the day is young. And I'm managing risk properly, so I'll bring you back when we have a fill in the UK index, and when perhaps I either go long in the Dow or we get filled short. So let's see. So things did look weak here in the Dow because we couldn't really get a proper close back into the range. So we have been filled short. Deleting the long order, placing the stop. So we are risking exactly 49. And I'm just going to target like 50 to 60 points, which is what my research shows that we usually get on this entry. I'm going to go just below 50 just to have a higher strike rate. I look at this structure and it looks like demand all over the place. So I do expect some bounce to happen eventually here. I'm not going to go too lower or too low. So let's see. I'll bring you back. Still waiting for a fill in the UK 100. And we just got filled short in the UK 100. So I very likely saved money by closing early. I'm going to place this right above. This is obviously a better entry. This is why I'm risking a bit more. Perhaps 85 is a bit too much. Let's just take one off here. Just risk 65 instead. I think that's better. In terms of targets, I'm gonna go for 20 to start with. Let's go 19, just stay a bit below. And this is also supportive. This is also supportive of looking at the structure. So if we go below here, I'm gonna go just into the low end of this bullish bar here. I think that is a good target. So risking 67 to make 95. That's nice. So yeah, now it's as per usual waiting game. Kind of sucks that we're having a reversal formation here in gold, but what can you do? I think I've managed this as good as I could. Fully respected my rules, so if it isn't meant to be, it's not meant to be. Can't do much more. So I'll pause you now, yeah, we'll just stay patient and hope for the best. I'm adding to my Dow short here, right near the high of this previous candle. The stop for this is going to be not very conservative, but much more conservative. I'm going to go just here, back into Asia range, because if we do get there, obviously, it's pretty much a reversal pattern. And I'm just going to target the same area here, just for some extra money when I'm right. I think going below Asia session so strongly is supportive of a continuation move to the downside, so and we did move quite strongly and closed below the entry. More than 12 ATR. So we entered at 70.56, right? And this closed at 55, so we moved 15 points. So that was an add-on on its own, but I just wanted to wait a bit. So let's see. Waiting for the 15-minute bar in the DAX, still some way to go. I'll bring you back for that, or for when we have any sort of interesting development. Initial reaction is good here, so we made a lower low. That is great for us. So let's see what happens. I am going to drag the first stop loss to this entry point as well, just to manage risk. And also because obviously at this point, if we reverse all the way over here, we're probably going to continue going higher. So yeah, I think this is fine, and we'll see what happens. A little update here, the UK 100 really does not want to play ball today. It's bouncing a bit off of previous day low, which is a bit worrying because obviously we've been in an uptrend and previous day low is an important reaction point, but I think I have to let this run here. And the Dow is also, I mean, it's not looking bad, but it does feel like it's stumbled a bit here. But let's see, just have to stay patient. Do not get nervous. Do not start closing trades early because you don't like the structure. Just have to remember, I am applying a long-term strategy that has a clear edge. If you just follow the predetermined rules of taking the first fill, placing the stop in place of the opposite, end of the candle and just letting things run. So I don't really have to worry that much that I'm at support here, that whatever. I might sometimes place more emphasis on that, and if I have some extra read or some extra understanding or whatever of the market. But generally, I'm just going to let things run, so that's what I'm going to do here. We're not that far away. We need like 12 points here for double TP in the Dow. So let's just be hopeful. And I'll bring you back. The fifth 15-minute bar in the DAX is completing right here. It's likely going to be a long trigger. I have no issues with going long after price already rallied for quite a bit. If that is the fill, that is the fill. I adjusted sizing for this candle size, 578 to 555. So now we'll just let it play out, and I'm fine with any fill here. Obviously we are short in these two, but as you can see they've gone quite against each other, so it doesn't really matter. So we have our last orders placed, and I'll bring you back for the fill. Last line of defense here in the UK 100. We're likely getting stopped out here. Unfortunate, this is an entry that has worked well lately. But indeed today the previous day low acted as good support for a bounce back. Like I said, I need to follow my mechanical entries and generally ignore the other technicals. It's the only way you're gonna consistently follow your strategy and your entries, because there's always gonna be some sort of support or resistance that looks scary. And we have gotten filled in the DAX long, so let's just hope the DAX rally continues here. Risking 47. And let's see, I think previous day high here is a fine, or close to previous day high is a fine target here. So risking 47, or what was it? Yeah, 47 to make 60. That is nice. Okay, and we did get stopped out. Obviously, I'm not gonna switch to long here. Had I not been in this mechanical entry, I might have considered a long here at this candle close, because it went below the range of yesterday's action and then closed back into the range, so it's the same reversal setup that I keep talking about. But yeah, it just wasn't meant to be in this index today, and that's fine. So we'll just focus on the other positions. Bit of a slow action right now, but hopefully it will pick up. The fact that price tried to go below previous bar low and couldn't, and then bounced right back up, is quite a bullish signal in itself. So we should be quite confident in this position, I think. But we'll see what happens, and I'll bring you back whenever we have something interesting happening. And after a lot of patience here, we've finally hit our TPs in the Dow. So a good example of patience paying off here. Obviously, it's not looking as the best morning overall. But this is why it's so important to stay patient and let trades run. I could have easily just gotten annoyed here and closed early and missed out on some extra profit. Now this can of course still run, but I just wanted to have more of a reasonable target, just because one, generally this move kind of averages 50 points when it works, and secondly, obviously we had a huge bull close yesterday in the Dow, so I'm just not sure how much this can carry on selling. But yeah, we did get a few wins back here, so let's see what happens next. I don't have further entries, or actually I do have one further entry, and it is in the UK 100, 12 o'clock, which is 10 o'clock British time, 30-minute bar. So it is going to be the next 30-minute bar. So that will complete in like 40 minutes, and I'm gonna take that as well. But until then, I'll just manage these positions. Hopefully we can resume rallying here, but if not, then that's fine too. It's important that we just stop the losing streak here. As you can see, this strategy really requires you to have very good risk management, because while you can have huge winning streaks like we've seen yesterday, you can also have important losing streaks. So it is obviously crucial to properly manage your risk. So with that being said, I will pause you again and we'll manage these trades. We're risking 55 in the gold trade, and we're risking 47 in the DAX trade. So like $100 are still in play here. So we can at worst end up with 458-ish. And the Dow has gone a bit lower, but obviously, like I said, I'm happy with the target. And with managing this, I think I did well to add to it as well. Made a little extra there. And otherwise, just staying patient and applying the strategy. So we'll see what happens. Bringing you back here, we did get stopped out in the DAX. So unfortunately, 2 bad fills in the DAX today. In the morning. And the Dow keeps selling. That's fine. And a bit of profit in gold, but we kind of need to see this break out of this channel now. We can see a channel here that looks kind of like this. So let's see what happens. I think we're going to get filled short in the UK 100 here, and we did. So once again, we're getting filled short in the UK 100 here. Let's hope we have a bit more luck this time around. This is quite a decent fill for now. I think targeting a double bottom here is the way to go. Gonna let this run and see. This is also quite a good entry statistically. Perhaps I've risked just a bit more than I wanted, but I'll let it run. And we'll see what happens. I'm gonna go on a lunch break now, and when I return, you will likely see how these entries unfolded. So it's gonna be a few seconds for you, but I'll be back. And 1 second later, I'm back, and sadly we did get stopped out in both. Sometimes this will happen, of course. You enter off very good setups, and it just didn't work out. So we got initially filled short, got stopped out, then filled long, got stopped out. Unfortunate in gold. In the UK 100, kind of similar, where initially I had a long trigger, decided to close it early, which was the right call. I saved money here. But then got filled short again here. Or got filled short. Then got stopped out here. And then same thing here. Filled short on the 12 o'clock 30-minute bar. 30-minute bar. And then stopped out. Unfortunate, but we move on. So just the Dow trades for the morning worked. Otherwise pretty bad. Minus 200 in this session. So yeah, that can happen. This is why it's so important to manage risk, and our account is completely fine. And we'll focus on the US session. Hopefully have a better ending to the day and the week. But overall, it's been a very good week. So I'm just going to focus on doing my entries, my planned entries for the US session. I have quite a few. We'll be looking at the DAX second 15-minute bar. We'll be looking at the Dow second plus fifth 5-minute range. Also the Dow second 15-minute range, and perhaps even a second 15-minute bar, and perhaps third 15-minute bar as well. The first 15-minute in the Nasdaq, the fifth 5-minute bar close in the SPX. And actually one in gold before the market opens. It will be 45 minutes, or actually 30 minutes before market opens, off the completed 15-minute bar at that time. I'll show you that when we open for the US session. So yeah, a bit of a difficult morning, but that's also going to happen. You're not going to just have win after win like yesterday all the time. So we move on to the US session, and I will see you then. Thanks for watching.